Kenya's tourism sector expanded by 5.9% in the first 3 months of this year, amid projections that the sector will only grow by a modest 2.9% in 2016 by PricewaterhouseCoopers. Jimi Kariuki, chairman of the Kenya Tourism Board, joins us now for this and more. Give us some sort of a status update where the Kenya tourism sector is at the moment.
I'm happy to say that the numbers are looking good. If we do a 6-month comparison, 2005 Jan to June versus 2006 Jan to June, our numbers are up by 14%. So that's quite encouraging. Yeah. And if you look at the breakdown of our destinations, all the key destinations, they're all on the up. That includes, Africa, which is important. It also includes the resident market, the Kenya domestic market, which is, I'm happy to say, Kenyans are traveling a lot more within their country, which is something that we've always wanted to promote as a tourism board. Yeah. So the numbers are looking good. We're heading in the right direction. The cruise ship business, we've had about 1,800 arrivals from the cruise ship business versus none last year, same period. Yeah. So we're heading in the right direction. The government has definitely shown its will, and it's shown that tourism is a very important sector to support, and indeed we're getting a lot of support from the government, and we're happy in the direction the tourism sector is taking as of now. Nairobi was recently voted Africa's leading meetings and conference destination, so that definitely had a major boost on the equity of the destination. Last year we had the GES summit. We also had the WTO Conference of Ministers, the 10th Conference of Ministers. We've just had last month UNCTAD that took place, and now TCAD. Delegates are taking advantage of being able to do any sort of day trips or overnight excursions. And for those who don't, we're making sure that they have information that they can take back to Japan, because the best form of marketing is word of mouth.
When safari numbers dropped, we started talking about diversifying the destination. How far is that, and what are the other areas that we are looking at? Yeah,
definitely diversification is very, very important. We've realized that our traditional source markets, even though they are important, we need to sort of open up our sphere of looking at tourism arrival opportunities. Kenya, of course, is a major opportunity, the domestic market. So we've been carrying out certain initiatives and partnerships. Tembea Kenya has benefited. So as I said, a lot of Kenyans now are traveling around the destination. Africa is also a very, very important market for us. Last year we signed an MOU with our national carrier, Kenya Airways, that sees us partnering with them within the region. Kenya Airways flies to about 54 different cities within Africa, so it's very important that we tie up with them and carry out different activities. In fact, recently we named one of their Dreamliner 787 Magical Kenya. So we want to make sure that our brand takes to the skies and to all the different destinations. Yeah. Asia is also a very important market for us, the Middle East as well, but also back home. I think we definitely need to. Development is very, very important. Tourism board, we're a marketing body. We don't communicate product development and product issues, but it's important that we have strong products that we can communicate out into the markets. So we'll be talking to the counties. We are engaging constantly with the private sector, just to encourage them to churn out more products, churn out more exciting products, so that we're not only just seen as a beach and safari destination, but also seen as an adventure destination. Nairobi itself, with all the activities that you can do in Nairobi. I believe it's the only city in the world that actually has a national park in downtown, which is an amazing thing. Yeah. So, at home, we definitely need to relook at how we can improve on the product. Yeah. And overseas, we're definitely diversifying our sources, our business sources. Yeah.
Now, finally, of course, in Africa, South Africa, Zanzibar, those are just some of the markets that have been giving us a run for our money, so to speak. Yes. What are we doing to stay competitive, and especially in areas of affordability for Kenya as a destination? Yeah,
I think we've seen a lot of support from the government recently, in terms of funding of the marketing activities for the tourism sector. We've seen incentives that the government has come out with, for example, to encourage family travel. Children under the age of 16 now are exempt from paying visas. We've seen park fees come down from 1st of July. We've seen the government waive VAT on tour operator brokerage services. So these are areas that will ensure that we remain competitive. But also as a tourism board, a lot more focus is being put on being very specific in our marketing messages. You know, we want to make sure that we're communicating the right thing to the right markets. We are appreciating our competition, which is where I'd put Tanzania and Zanzibar. But we're also looking at our benchmarks. You know, our benchmarks, which are other long-haul destinations, to make sure that actually we are positioning ourselves where we should be. Because we've got competition, and competition will always be there. But our competition is not necessarily our benchmark. So we're making sure that we separate those two and are clear on our strategy to make sure that we remain competitive, but we're also benchmarking ourselves against the best.